And we are live. Apologies there, folks. Apologies.
Surely is.
Me laptop had an absolute meltdown there and wouldn't let me use the cursor. Anyway, we'll continue on where we left off. So we were talking about UFC 299. Let's pull up the card there. We can have a look if you want to go through the fights from start to finish. We can skip on a few.
We don't know too much about the first one.
I mean, I know Laura Murphy. Don't really know your one Silva. Vergara. Don't know the first two. Muniz against Phillips. I know Muniz. Or Munoz, whatever.
Yeah, Muniz. But, I think I've seen him and Phillips fight before, but I don't think he won.
Right. Well, I mean, that's Pedro Muniz, isn't it? He's fucking. He was doing well at one stage, wasn't he? I can't remember his last fights. We should pull up the records. But obviously, I mean, the first banger of the night is Peter Yan against Song Yadong. Fucking hell. What a bleeding. What a fight that is. What do you think? That one?
That's a tough one.
Jan's lost a couple. Song Yadong has always been there or thereabouts, but kind of loses against the top of the pile, doesn't he? So it's an interesting place for the two of them.
Yeah. And Peter needs to win here as well. And it's a very fucking tough fight for him. So but I think Jan will win it. I think I'm gonna say second round stoppage. But
yeah, because obviously he had his couple of fights against Aljo, and then getting beaten by O'Malley, obviously, and then he was beaten by Sandhagen, was it? Like he's on a good skid, I think, at the moment. So
yeah, Corey Sandhagen,
big fight for him. You know, with fucking Song Yadong is to beat him as well. Then you're fucking well down the pecking order. You know, from a fairly dominant champion that he was. So interesting fight. What you think it's going to be a second round stoppage? I'd say that there's a good possibility
second round stoppage for Jan.
It's a good possibility this ends with someone getting dropped anyway. I like Jan, so I'm gonna side with Jan as well. I'd like to see him win and get back in the mix because there's plenty of good fights for him there if he can get the win. Gamrot against Dos Anjos. I like this fight. Dos Anjos is always. I know he's tempered his game. You know, as he's gotten older, into a very good grappler, a lot of pressure. He kind of melts guys, doesn't he? But Gamrot's a fucking tough customer. Like he doesn't really. He's usually the one that likes to fucking be on the front foot and pressuring people and a lot of grappling and all. So I'm expecting a lot of grappling in this fight. But I think Gamrot might just have a bit too much for Dos Anjos at this stage in the game, personally. I see it being a decision. I don't see it being a finish, but I think I'm leaning.
Again. Yeah, I'd go with Gamrot. Again, then evenly matched when it comes to the wrestling and the grappling and the ground. But I think Gamrot just hits harder. Now the Sanjos is a tough bastard as well. Like, but I think even if it goes to points, Gamrot will win because he'll just do a bit more offensively, and they'll probably match each other in every other aspect. So I'll go Gamrot by decision.
Next, we have Macy Barber against Chukagan. I like Barber. She's a fun fighter. She's always on the front foot trying to get a finish. Chukagan, I've never really taken to her, you know, and I've kind of moved away from the women's fight now. There's not really many left that I like watching, but I'll probably go for Barber in this. Like, I can imagine Chukagan is going to try and get
I have no idea.
Grapple out a decision. Macy Barber will try and get a finish, but Barber has lost a couple as well. Like, I don't really give a fuck, but I'm going to go for Barber. Why not? Almeida against Blades.
I'm going to go Barber because he's hard.
You going what?
As well. This isn't going the distance anyway. this isn't going the distance. This fight.
Like Almeida is a fucking. He's definitely one that's going to put himself right in the fucking discussion when the likes of Jones and Stipe are done, and we get back to the heavyweight division, back to fucking everybody fighting everybody, and the titles on the line and all that. I think Almeida is going to be in the reckoning as one of the new fighters. Like he's a dangerous guy, isn't he? His last fight against, I think it was Derek Lewis, was the last fight I've seen. He's fucking scary individual. Curtis Blades, he ends up being like a gatekeeper nearly. He's seems to have all the tools to get the job done, but just in the big fights he gets clipped, and you know when he implements his game plan, he gets.
Yeah, I think he wants it too much.
It just he falls at the last hurdle all the time, you know.
Yeah, no, sorry. I think he wants. I think that's the thing. He wants it too much. He gets caught. Sorry, I keep talking about it.
So, who are you going with?
I'm gonna go Almeida, but I don't think it's going to be a decision. I think second, round stoppage for Almeida.
Kind of feel like, again, this is one of those fights. If it goes 3 rounds, I think it'll be Blades will eventually wear them down and kind of get on top of them and dominate the fight if he can weather the early storm. But it's weathering that early storm, and Almeida is fucking dangerous individual. I'd like to see Almeida win just because if he gets this win against the likes of Curtis Blades, he's definitely in the reckoning for a Pavlovich or a fucking Tom Aspinall or something in the near future. You know what I mean? So it makes things interesting. So I'm gonna go for Almeida. What did I say? Aspinall? I meant to say Aspinall.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no. I was because you were kind of saying so I just gave you that deal.
Yeah, all right. Holland, Venom Page.
Right, so this is my pick of the night fight that I'm most looking forward to. I love both these fighters, and I think my bias is going to overshadow me logic here, but I think Venom Page is gonna finish him in the second round.
Okay. The only thing I'd say to counter that would be I think Kevin Holland has been in bigger fights against better opposition for his whole tenure in the UFC. Like literally from the first fight all the way up, he's been like he fought 5 times in a year. He fucking took fights at different weight classes. He's fought who's who and the best of the best, from Hamzat to fucking Wonder Boy. You know what I mean? Where I think Venom Page at Bellator, he was fighting tin cans for a long time, and when he hit Douglas Lima, like he fucking got flatlined. You know what I mean? His first, and I think Douglas, like he'd be at fucking, top 10 maybe in the UFC at best, and he was a fucking reigning champion for a while in Bellator. So in terms of strength of schedule and quality of opponents, I think Kevin Holland has fought better for longer, and I think getting in there against Page, they both like to strike. Obviously, Venom Page would be the much more unique striker, and the chap can hit you from everywhere, hands down.
Flamboyant.
He's lightning quick and flamboyant. Yeah. Holland, I don't know. I'd give him a better chance maybe than you do, just purely on he's seen everything. He's seen it all. He's fought to fucking nearly the best of the best in the division, and I think it's going to be a good welcome.
Yeah, but can I just say, I'm not saying that the occasion is going to get the Holland or anything like that. I just think like Venom Page, he is a really good fighter. And so like Kevin Holland is a stud. Like if Kevin Holland starts them, I wouldn't be surprised either. I'd be disappointed, but I wouldn't be surprised. Like Kevin Holland, as I was saying, he's a fucking G, certified. He's nothing to prove. I just think because, as you were saying, they're both strikers, and because of MVP being the more flamboyant, I think you just kind of annoy Kevin Holland to the point where Holland will kind of react to something, and then you get caught. I think he'll put up in the fourth round. He'll lose the head in the second round, and I think Van Page will catch him. That's what I think it's going to happen.
The thing with Holland is he definitely, like when he fought Wonderboy, he could have took Wonderboy down and tried to play the wrestling game, but he's one of these cunts. The win doesn't matter necessarily. It's all about the show. He loves putting on a show, and this would be the perfect fight for him. But I can't really see him reacting in terms of what you were saying, like getting frustrated or whatever because you can't hit him. I see him playing the game though, wanting to go strike for strike, wanting to show off his striking against Page, and that could be what gets him caught. But I don't know. I think it's going to be a welcome to the UFC night for Page, and he's been thrown in at the fucking deep end here, and there's no easy fights in the UFC. So yeah, if he comes through this, he's off. Onto the next one is going to be even tougher. But I think Holland's going to welcome him in with a. I'd say it goes 3 rounds because sometimes these striking they tend to give too much respect. They're nearly high-fiving after each hit and all. And I think it could become not as exciting a fight as you expect. And I think Holland might edge it on a decision. That's where I'm at with
it. Okay. Should be writing this down.
Should be.
Right, so next we have Bones versus Andy Lee.
Who was it?
Bones versus Andy Lee.
Oh, Andy Lee. He is a spit of him, actually, isn't he, Madalena? Well, what do you think here?
Again, a tough fight, 2 tough bastards. It's one of those. I think this is one of those. It's hard.
Well, I think. Yeah, I think
I'm going to say
Bones in his last.
I'm going to say Bones because I will be honest. I haven't seen a lot of Madalena, but from what I've seen of Bones, I reckon I'm going to go with Bones. You can break it down, but.
Well, Madalena, he gets hit. He likes to duke it out like he's a fucking hardy bastard. I think Bones, his last fight was against you never remember the name, Bilal Muhammad, and he fucked up his shoulder in that, or he fucked up his arm in the first or second round, and Bilal didn't really finish him, or maybe he didn't capitalize on it or whatever. But Bones is a tough bastard as well. But I think Bones' ground game is what might be the difference here. I think they'll get into the war. They'll have the war. And I think Bones will just fucking take him down then and have his way with him. That's how I think it's going to go. I think Bones gets a finish on Jack Madalena. Purely because they're both hardy cunts. They can both take punches.
Are you going like sub? Oh.
Huh? Yeah, say 3rd round sub.
Are you going for a sub finisher?
Sub finish, yeah. Yeah, I think he finished him. I'm
going to say Bones. I'm going to say Bones.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't know you were going. Sorry, this delay.
Yeah, I think he gets the finish on him in the 3rd round. That's what I'm going with. The step up in competition will be big for Madalena. Next, Poirier against Saint Denis. I went back looking at some of Saint Denis' older fights, and I seen like there's a couple of dodgy fights there where he fucking got bleeding pummeled. He got battered. He can get hit. He's a hardy bastard, and striking is fucking
but like Poirier's lost a good few fights as well.
Poirier's been in some wars as well. You think back over the years, like obviously the 2 Gaethje fights, but the second one obviously more so. The first Gaethje fight where he won, the Dan Hooker fight You know, he's been in some real fucking good wars. The Chandler fight, a couple of handy McGregor wins thrown in the middle there for good measure. But I, I'm gonna have to. As much as I hate the cunt, I hate him. I don't like him at all. I'm gonna go with Poirier. I think it's a big step up in competition for Saint Denis. I don't think Poirier's quite done yet in terms of that division. And like, yeah, Gaethje knocked him out. Gaethje is one of the baddest men in the fucking world. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't use that as he's on the way out or whatever. He got caught with a head kick. You know what I mean? It can happen. If Gaethje had a bet him around and then caught him with the head kick, I'd say fair enough. But it was a good contest up to then. His fight with Chandler was a good contest. Obviously he was beaten by Charles Oliveira, but Saint Denis has a lot to prove. Yeah, he's exciting. He's like his Frivola fight. He fucking wellied him in the face. You know, he caught Mary and fucking dismantled him. That was a good win, but I think this is going to be a step too far. I'm going to take Poirier. Maybe by decision. It might be a 3-round war. I don't know if he'll get finished. I think Poirier be cautious, trying not to get knocked out. Whether he gets a finish or not, it might be a decision. It might be a good fight and just a decision. So I'm going with.
I think decision, but for Saint Denis, because I think he's going to well, maybe certainly for the first 3 rounds, I think he's just going to be on the front foot the whole time. So Poirier will have to kind of knock him out in the last rounds to win. And I'm not saying, look, I rate Poirier so highly as well, and he definitely is a great boxer, like, but like Saint Denis he's a tough bastard. And I actually only watched the documentary thing on him recently there, and I was just very impressed by him. And he actually acknowledged the old fights where he's like, oh, I'm learning from every single fight. So you just kind of go, I get a good vibe off this fella. So again, I don't think, because Poirier is a fucking stud. I'm not knocking him out. I don't unless you're Gaethje, like, but I don't think Saint Denis will knock him out. But I just think he'll do enough to, like, Poirier probably start too late to try and win the fight, and I think Saint Denis will just beat him by rounds. So I'm going decision.
Okay. I can see that. And on to our main event, O'Malley against Vera 2. I'll let you take the lead on this. What do you think, Red?
Yeah. Is this kind of one of those head and heart situations, or because Vera is a sound fucker, really good fighter, and O'Malley is O'Malley, so you kind of want, O'Malley has that kind of thing where you kind of want him to get knocked out, like, but you also, because of how good he is, you enjoy watching him fighting, but you would love to see him get starched, and you'd love it to be Vera again. So I do think O'Malley's going to win. I think O'Malley will third round max. I think O'Malley will just catch him with that shot, like, because O'Malley's his aim for the chin is so good that you only have to mess like Aljo. You only have to make that one little mistake, and your whole game plan's out the window. Everything you're out the window, and no matter how long Vera tries to kind of, again, the thing about Vera is he has to, he'll be well aware of that, and he'll have to watch that, but also at the same time try to win the fight. So it's hard to commit, knowing that if I commit and my left hand isn't exactly by the, you know what I mean, there's one time I'm gone. Or if I lunge in, if he faints and I do the lunge, and so I think that I think that's part of O'Malley's strategy. It's kind of like the Fergie effect, that before you get in the fight, you have that kind of, because his accuracy is so good, he can't hit me. He hits me. It's like he's not necessarily even going to knock you out with the dig, but he's going to hit you so pinpoint that you're going to wobble, and then it's the next 4 or 5 shots afterwards that are all landing, because he knows where you're going to put your hands at the block, so he's coming in with an uppercut, so you're tucking down here and he's coming in with an overhand and there's a kick, and you don't see these coming. So I reckon O'Malley's going to finish him in the third, but I would like to see Vera win.
Okay. I tend to agree with you where initially I like Vera. There's a lot to like about the guy. He's just a fucking game bastard. He fucking works hard. He's a savage. He's stood all those things. He actually reminds me a lot of Cowboy. He's not the most technical guy. His kicks are really good. His guard is high, and he keeps it tight and fucking tries not to give too much away. And he can tend to be a very slow starter where he can be second, third round before he actually gets going. It's like he has to wake up. He has to get hit a few times. He seems to go into a weird headspace sometimes. Like he doesn't believe in himself enough, or whatever fucking demons the chap is probably fucking fighting from Ecuador inside his head. He just seems to not get going until fucking he's literally Perillo was fucking screaming at him in the corner, going, "You've 2 rounds left here. You're down 3. Wake the fuck up!" Like, and then he gets going, But I don't. Yeah, it's a weird one because the first fight was a bit of not a freak. He did hit him with the leg kick. He did take out his leg, and he got on top of him and finished him. So there's no denying he won. I like the way O'Malley was trolling him a little bit by saying he's still undefeated and all. He didn't count that. Like I like that bit of shit getting in his head, sort of. But as well, you're right with O'Malley. He has that. It's not even. It doesn't seem to be power that he has. He obviously does have power, but it's the fucking accuracy and the timing that he has. Like he catches you on the offbeat, and it like a jab will put you on your arse because you weren't expecting it. And the way he timed it with Aljo, he went in his war with Peter Yan. It's debatable whether he won that or not, but that was his first big step up in competition. He seems to be able to handle the occasion, the atmosphere well. He knows everyone wants to see him get knocked out, be that highlight reel. So I'm sure he carries that pressure in with him, but he seems to handle it very well. So it's a game of pressure, whose head is in it. If Vera's on it from the start, he's tight guard, he's fucking kicks, and he's going to go at O'Malley and try not give him the opportunity to knock him out. And I think if he gets in his face and puts pressure on him over the course of the 5 rounds, I think fucking Vera, can get the victory. But there's always that worry that O'Malley gets that one shot. And I didn't know if he'd get it against Aljo. I was expecting Aljo to be pressuring in his face, but he didn't get the opportunity. And like that, he fucking made one mistake and he was on his arse, and that was the fight over. So it's an interesting one. I actually like both of them. I don't really, as much as O'Malley grates on people, he doesn't really grate on me like that. I like the flamboyance because he does back it up, and he has got that fucking just it's almost otherworldly timing. It's like he sees things before it even happens. It's just it's fascinating to watch. Like, you know what I mean? The way he picks them shots like out of nowhere and how he
You know
does
what
it.
I think it is as well, though. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, because what it is, it's like because he does put up videos afterwards, and it shows you that what they do is that he's watching that little things that say Aljo would do. That it's not even say unnoticeable, but like you say when Aljo when it drops his left hand, it means he's heading forward. And just for example, when he drops his left hand, it means he's heading forward and he's going to lunge, blah blah. And that's how he sets up all the time. Just these little kind of small things. And I'm always like, when I see that happening, so they drill that, man, dropping the hand, bang, dropping the hand, bang, dropping the hand, just going bang, and you just kind of repetition. And it could be the smallest. Like even with Vera with the kicks there last time, and there's the kick that done O'Malley in. So they're probably looking at go right when he actually kicks. Here's what he does. He drops his left hand so he can get a swivel on it. So as soon as you see him drop the left hand, you pull your leg and then you follow straight. And they just drill that over and over again. And that's like the Aljo when you see him, like what McGregor did. You kind of predicted it. You could see him doing the practicing on that punch against Aldo, and it worked. And then O'Malley's doing it. So I could see O'Malley, maybe focusing on the kicks or wherever the strategy is. But there's one thing he's going to pinpoint and focus on, and that'll be the one thing that Vera will ultimately do wrong. that one time. He'll just teleport what he's going to do, not to anyone else in the arena, but O'Malley will know that right here it is, bang, 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 and then he's on it, and it's just to commit to it, and then that's in. Even if it's not going to knock Vera out, if he stuns him with it, then all of a sudden it's the accurate volley of shots afterwards that kind of makes the ref come in and say no more, because you can't hear him back. You have to block because they're so accurate. You can't start swinging them back because you have to block up, because he's hitting you on the chin, he's hitting you on the temple, he's hitting you right on the rib, and then he's hitting you in the chin again, and then you know what I mean, and you kind of and you're feeling them shots, so you kind of have to, your body's just naturally doing it, and you can't even throw back. So
you've convinced me.
I can say as well, I don't dislike O'Malley as well. Like, I actually really like him.
Yeah, I'm going for O'Malley. I've been jumping back and forth between the both of them. I like Fairdown. I'd like to see him win, but I think O'Malley, just in terms of the pressure, I've just seen too many times in various fights. Like, was it the Sandhagen fight or something like that? There was a couple of fights where he just didn't get going. He just it didn't look like he was there. He didn't turn up on the night or whatever. And sometimes when fighters have that in them, there's always that worry that'll happen in the next fight again for them, you know. So when the lights get brighter and the occasion is bigger, you worry that they have the mental fortitude to carry them through in a fight like that. But I do like Fair. He is me new cowboy. I'm endeared to him. I love the way he fights, the attitude he has and all, and I'd love to see him win the title. He's that sort of guy. He seems like a really nice guy, but I just think I'm leaning towards O'Malley. Don't know how, probably with a knockout finish. I think if it goes 5 rounds, it's going to be a tight decision whichever way it goes, but I think O'Malley gets the job done.
I always say O'Malley in 3.
Right. Anyway, look, I have to wrap it up there. I have to go and fucking do a calorie chamber class, which I'm thoroughly not looking forward to. So gonna bounce out of here. But cheers to everyone for fucking tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed the fights at the weekend and all that. Peace.
Cheers, folks.